Let me tell you a story. Deep in the sun, the fusion of hydrogens into helium creates light, and then it bounces around in the sun for a few thousand years, and eventually it escapes and travels through space for about 8 minutes. The light bounces through the atmosphere, reflects off a beautiful flower, and then bounces into your eye. But we're not done yet. Your nerves then send electrical signals to your brain, and your brain interprets them, and you finally get to see the beautiful colors of all those flowers. How the heck do we see color, and why are some people colorblind? First, let's discuss how your eyes work. There are two main cells on the back of our eyes that help us see. There's 120 million rod cells, and all they really do is help us see in low light. And then there are 6 million cone cells. Cone cells work well in direct light. They have a high visual acuity and spatial resolution, as well as allowing us to see the millions of colors that we can detect. Cones are pretty awesome. Of the small 6 million cone cells that we have, there's also 3 types of the cone cells: short wavelength, medium wavelength, and long wavelength. They can each detect a range of wavelengths as well, and it can vary slightly among people. This combination of all the different cells all reacting to multiple wavelengths is what gives us the wide variety of colors that we can see. It's kind of crazy to think that 3 types of cells allow us to see all of the millions of colors. Because it's so complicated, people may even see colors slightly different than other people. So why would someone be colorblind? Well, it's actually not that rare. Up to 10% of men are colorblind, and about 0.5% of women are colorblind. Men are much more likely because the genes that control cones are on the X chromosome. And of course, men only have one X chromosome, so if they get the bad copy, they're stuck with it. On the other hand, women have 2 X chromosomes, so both of their chromosomes have to have the bad gene for them to be colorblind. Surprisingly, there are a bunch of types of colorblindness. The most common is red-green colorblindness or blue-yellow blindness. For these people, they would have a hard time telling the difference between red and green or blue and yellow, but they would not see no color. Here are a few other types of colorblindness and what they would likely see. There are so many different types because any one of the cones or combinations of cones could have issues. Opposite to colorblindness, there's up to 5% of women that can have tetrachromacy, which is a 4th type of cone cell. This could give them a significant increase in color differentiation. Sadly, it's not that well understood if our brains or our nerves can actually interpret the information given by the extra cones. You can try by checking to see if you're a tetrachromat through some online quizzes or something, but that probably won't actually tell you the answer. Do any of you have colorblindness? If so, what type? If you learned anything in this video, don't forget to press that like button, subscribe, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.